Hey everybody, welcome to your human resource class. I'm your instructor, Warren Martin. Looking over this is actually a unique class for me because normally students in my class are repeat students, because I teach quite a few business related courses. So most students in the classes are, I've seen you before, but most of you in this class are new. So, I think there's one or two of you that may have had a class with me before. But so I hope you're watching this video. I mean, that way I can go over a couple of things with you since you're new. I do these videos every week. I try to keep them short. This one might be a minute or two longer, but just to get us started off, I usually put some sort of a picture up front here, scenery, or in this case, some runners, and I just do that because in this case, the runner thing, the analogy of your school is, you all have a goal that, for school, for a particular direction you're going. It's also like a race, but unlike yeah, it's a race, but it's not a race against other students. In this case, it's just a race against yourself. So, so I just pictures up here just to kind of keep you focused. That okay, beginning of the course here, you need to stay focused, stay in the race and everything, and do what you do your best. So, that's why I get those little things up there sometimes. Course room, I do a quick review. The course room here, I assume you all are familiar with it. But just in case, you have a couple ways when you get in here. You can go into each week by scrolling down, or you can just go on the left over here, hit the modules, and then you'll have like weeks 1 through through 5 in here. To get to your textbook, almost every course I'll have. We've been using this particular system for over a year, but we usually have a student who will ask, "Oh, I can't get to my textbook," and it's right here. So when you get into the modules, and then under course room here, it's right there. Click here to open your ebook, and that'll take you to another page. And you got to click one more time. That'll take you to another page, and open up the actual book. And then when you get in here, this is where you have to kind of you get into table of contents. Down like part 1 here, you click the little arrow to the right. That'll open up your different chapters. Because like for week 1 you have chapters 1 through 4, so that's how you get in there. Also on your homeworks, like at the end of each chapter, your homeworks are going to cover questions out of the end of the chapter. So alright, so for week 1 coming up here, you got your to-do list, you got chapters 1 through 4, discussion, homework, quiz, and just a reminder that you do have a research paper in week 4. So 4 chapters, you got PowerPoint presentation. So your first one, has to do with human resource management. So I mean, and depending on what you're going to do, I mean, no matter what you're going to do in a business-related field or anything, there's going to be some sort of human resource interaction, either from the employee side or from the management side. So depending on what you're doing, you are going to have human resource management involved there. Now 30, 40, 50 years ago, there was really no such thing. Human resource as a career field has really grown. There's a lot that goes into it anymore. A lot of the functions, responsibilities of HR, has been picked up from things that other activities used to take care of it, whether it be unions or different things, payroll. All these things now fall into human resource. So, anyways, chapter 1 just goes over to human resources. Chapter 2, whoops, where are we at there? Chapter 2, strategic approach. And when they're talking about strategic approach, it's like, everybody hears about human resources, but from a business perspective, people running a company, there's what they call a strategic approach to it. Different things that go into HR. Depending on what you've worked at and what levels you worked at, after I got out of the we had it in the military too, but after I got out of the Army, when I was working at Domino's and stuff, I mean, we had HR and we had recruiting and hiring people every week. But one of the things that most people at the I guess we won't call it the lower level or the employee level doesn't realize that companies, when people leave, companies it does cost money from a financial perspective. if an employee is, because what I say is, in a meeting at the higher ups, when they talk about turnover, they talk about how many people have left, how many people have stayed. So every time somebody leaves a company, the people in the upper levels look at that as a financial loss to the company. They've invested in that person, and you can say, oh well, this person is just the order taker. That it's still an important position, and people have been trained, money's been paid out, and when somebody leaves a company, to us as the employee, it's no big deal, but to the company, it's thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. So that's one of the things to when they start looking at strategic approaches. That's why you'll notice a lot of companies, some are better than others at how they treat their employees now versus years ago. Some are trying to get better, and so there's a lot of things that go into that. So, but anyway, so I was ranting there a little bit. But anyway, chapter 3, get up there. Okay, legal environment. There again, you got all the legal issues, equal employment opportunity. And here too, there's a lot of things available today that were not available 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Things like unions. Back when the union started, there was good reasons for them, because you had the rich people, suppressing the and cutting wages, or what to call the sweatshop environments and things like that. Over the years, the government has taken up the role of, like the EEO. See, that was never around, that organization. So today, when there's an employee issue or discrimination or anything like that, that agency takes care of that. So that's just another one of those things there. And the last one, global human resource. That's always interesting because it has to do with two things. One is companies that are global and people are just located overseas. And then you also have the outsourcing issue. So there again, you have some interesting things that go into it in here. So, okay, and then so that's your presentations. The homework this upcoming week, and it's like that most weeks. Make sure when you go in here, you got this up and down, and make sure you scroll down so you actually get all the way down, so you don't miss anything on homeworks or any of the module pages in here when you get in there. So you're just supposed to answer, just pay attention each week, whether it's odd or even questions, and questions for review and discussion. So make sure it's review and discussion, not like exercise or some other one. So and they're at the end of chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. So all the odd questions there. And then we also got the weekly discussion. All right, weekly discussion is on grade-wise, it's worth 30 points. You're required to have your first initial post in by Wednesday evening. That way people can look at it and reply to it. Part of the discussions is interaction. Studies have shown that people learn a lot from the discussions because people share information with each other. So that's part of the learning process. Posting 2 replies by Sunday evening. One of those replies can be to this video. So, if you want to post to this video, you can do that. But anyway, so here, there's your question for, this discussion. Here again, see, just make sure you scroll down so you get the whole thing there. So initial by Wednesday, and then the 2 replies by Sunday. If you don't reply, if you reply the following week, it doesn't count because the discussion's over. So part of this is participation. So, all right. And okay, so presentations, discussion, homework, quiz every week, 10 or 20 questions, research, and then at the towards the end of the course, you got your research component due in week 4, and then you'll have a final exam, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much. I'm trying to keep this as short as I can, but one of the things I want to stress is, I'm very easy to get in touch with. So you can the best way is the Canvas system, the inbox Canvas system. You can also text or call me. I usually get back to people within minutes or hours, not days or anything like that. So I'm pretty much a 7-day-a-week type person. If you do run across people who've been into my classes, you'll find out that's so don't feel like you can't contact me or you're intimidated or anything like that. So just feel free to get in touch. All right. And the only other thing I do every week is, because like I said, I suggest people watch the videos, but if you're going to watch them, I do a test question, and then when you post in the discussion post, you let me know what the answer to the test question is. So those of you that don't know, I have a grandkid, so that's part of my, I babysit a lot, so I try to post a different picture, you know, about something, whether it be a grandkid or my Army days or whatever the case is. So test question is, what's in this picture? So and with that, I will let you all go. And just again, welcome to the course. If you got anything, shoot me a message or text me, and you know, we'll go from there. So just don't, you know, don't let yourself fall behind, or if you got questions or anything, just get in touch. All right, you take care. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you later.